my shadow. You are follow in my pattern. I love.
Hello, I'm Judy McDal, and my guest today is Sam Pezzullo, writer, actor, producer,
Editor.
director, editor,
Most recently, editor.
filmmaker par excellence, and he has his premiere coming up in the Hampton Film Festival. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's
Congratulations
amazing you got it done.
to both of us, yes, because you and the ladies' room are featured in one of the most memorable scenes in the film. So it's really an opportunity for everyone who contributed to this film, yourself included, to have that moment in the theater and celebrate. So it's
gonna be so
congratulations
much
to both of
fun.
us.
I thought I'd wind up on the cutting room floor, as they say.
Oh no, that scene is golden, and this is definitely a case of life imitating art.
Yes, this is a documentary of a mockumentary of your idea to make a movie out of a musical out of a movie.
Almost. I know it's a tongue twister, but yes,
Yeah.
the premise, the log line for the film, which is called The Premiere, is a mockumentary about making a documentary about trying to make a musical about a movie.
I saw little clips of it when you were first starting. Well, you took an improv course at Bay Street during COVID.
Yes, actually, that first fall after COVID, so 2021, October of 2021.
And there was a panoply of people, old people, young people, gay people, straight people, all kinds of people.
You know, I'm not
But
sure
only,
because I
what,
don't know what
12
a
of you?
panoply is. You'll have to first define panoply for me to verify that statement.
It's like the game of Monopoly, but it's
Okay.
people. But how many people were in that class? 12?
I can't recall the specific number, but it was
Not a
a
lot.
decent group of us, at least
Yeah.
10 people, and
Yeah.
it was led by a really talented, funny man named Scott Baker, who is a professional comedian. He tours all over the country at large venues and does a stand-up routine, but he's also kind of a master of the art of improv. Which I really didn't really know much about before taking that class, and I
Yeah.
didn't understand how useful that skill could be in all aspects of life, not just as a performer, but just the art of improvisation is something that I think everyone
Yeah,
should.
because it's communication, but it's funny communication.
Exactly.
You build off of each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you told them your idea that Scream was your favorite movie,
Right.
and you wanted to make a musical of it.
Exactly. Well, so
They
really
thought
what
it was hilarious.
they didn't know what to think. They were completely confused by the whole concept, and actually, we really leaned into that during the making of this film. Essentially, not really telling the other performers too much about what we were doing for two reasons. One, we weren't quite sure ourselves. This whole concept and
all
this whole
improv.
narrative really evolved, like during each scene, and we wanted there to be this layer of kind of confusion amongst the actors, because I think that just added to the feeling of the whole film, which is really about these kooky characters, or this one kooky character in particular,
You.
me, and how he interacts with all these other people
You're
around
a diva.
him. Yeah, you could say that my character has diva-esque qualities. Although I just learned a new word that I think is the perfect way to describe the character and this phenomenon that we explore in the film, which is megalomania.
Megalomania.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very
Just
egotistical.
really egotistical
Yeah,
and sort
do
of
everything for me, people.
delusional in
A
their
little
own kind of
Trump-esque.
self-esteem. Yeah,
Only in a lovely way.
exactly. Yeah, but the improv class was certainly like the origin of this film. And then myself and my creative partner had been working separately on some ideas, some concepts to promote Scream 5, which was a film that was going to be coming out around that time. So the idea was, let's make a YouTube video about this eccentric character who's trying to make a musical version of Scream, which is his favorite movie. And we pitched that idea to Paramount, the studio that distributes Scream. And because we had a relationship with them, that was kind of part of our business model, was creating short form videos to promote.
Your company is
major
Made Out
movies.
East.
Made Out
and-
East, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a production company
Yeah.
and a creative agency. So when Paramount didn't go for the idea, strictly because they felt that it was too funny and they were looking for more scary ideas to promote Scream.
Uh-huh.
Miles and I decided that we had all of this equipment at our disposal, and now we had
Their
all of these,
equipment, or you
well,
already
our
had?
own in-house
Yeah,
equipment. So we had the equipment
right,
to make
from
at
your
least
company, yeah.
like a proof of concept for this idea. And we had access now to these incredible local performers who were willing to participate.
Yeah,
So we decided, let's just make like a 2-3 minute proof of concept teaser for what this idea could be.
well, the teaser was really funny.
Yeah.
I remember the person that was in charge of the music for the Scream, the movie, the musical, and she came running into you saying, Sam, you can't just take a song from a Broadway show and change the words and use it in the,
Yes,
and
that
you were
would
like,
be.
why not? Do it.
That
Get
would
it done.
Exactly. That would be Amanda Jones, who many of your viewers may know because she's a
Uh-huh.
local musician and musical teacher, musical director at various venues on the East End. So
Uh-huh.
that's the other special thing about the film that people who live in the area will really
We'll know
appreciate when they
everyone,
see it.
yeah.
The cameos, the people, the real people that are featured and pop up in these different scenarios. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, and you had a PR woman that was, she was with you all the time?
My right hand, Mona Hoppy,
Yeah.
who is a mutual friend of ours, and
Yes.
she actually introduced you
Us,
and I
yeah.
and suggested that you become involved in some way. And frankly, I don't even remember which came first. I think maybe.
Well, you wanted to do a show about, I think you're friendly with the people that have James Lane.
Yes.
And you wanted to say that they wrote a
Well, don't
assassination.
give away any of the plot
Character
details now,
assassination.
because now we're.
Yeah.
See, this is what's
Yeah.
confusing.
Oh,
We're
you
blurring the
gotta see the
lines.
movie.
We're blurring the lines between
Yeah.
what's real and what
Yeah.
was staged and scripted, and it's a very thin line. But
Yeah.
I believe what happened
Well,
was
nothing was scripted, that's for sure.
nothing was scripted, but it's
You had
no
ideas.
dialogue was scripted.
Yeah.
But we went into each scene with
Yeah.
a very like clear motive, and we knew what we had to communicate, or at least I did from my
Uh-huh.
character's point of view, and we knew as the filmmakers what that scene had to accomplish and achieve in order to drive the plot forward. But we then allowed for the dialogue to be spontaneous and improvised.
Still thinking you were doing Scream the movie, the musical. It
Or
didn't-
just Scream the musical.
Okay, well, I like saying Scream the movie, the musical.
It was technically Scream the musical, the movie.
Oh, okay.
But we then
Oh,
decided,
right.
yes, because the
Okay.
musical came first and then the movie was below it. So essentially, it's the mockumentary about the documentary about making the musical about the movie.
Okay.
So
And it
hopefully
turned
we've
into the
sufficiently confused your
premiere.
audience. It
And
turned
it's-
into the premiere because once we edited the film, we realized that we kind of created this universe, these characters,
Uh-huh.
and the whole feeling of the film had its own identity separate from the Scream component.
Right.
And we didn't want to like ride on the coattails of Scream. We want to obviously pay homage to and
Uh-huh.
honor it and celebrate it, which we do, but we felt that this film deserved its own identity, and so we came up with the title The Premiere because that kind of encapsulated everything about it. It was all
Right.
about the premiere. First the premiere of the musical, and then the premiere of the film about the musical, and now the actual premiere of the premiere. It's all meant to be meta and self-referential and kind of deliberately confusing.
It's amazing how fast it sold out in the film festival.
Yep, so we have 2 screenings next week. October 10th is our big premiere at 8
Thursday
p.m.
night.
at Guildhall.
Yeah.
And then again on Saturday the 12th at 2:30 at Sag Harbor Cinema. Now, just to use the proper terminology, because I work for the festival as well, I have for many years, we never say that a film is sold out.
Okay.
There are no more advance tickets,
I
but
see.
they do allow people to purchase tickets on site if you wait on the rush line,
Right.
and there are seats available 10 minutes before the screening starts.
Right.
So right now they say that the films are on rush. So you can't purchase tickets in advance,
But you
but
can
you
still
can
go
definitely
and
come
probably get in.
to either screening,
Yeah.
Thursday or Saturday, wait on the rush line. 9 times out of 10,
Yeah. People with advance tickets have to be there a half hour early because
A
they
half
want to
hour
get
early.
everyone in
They want to
so
get
that they
everyone
can
in.
count the empty seats
Exactly.
and let that amount of rush people in.
Right.
So go, people.
Please
Try to
come.
get in. Yeah, you'll
Yes.
see all your friends, that's for
Exactly.
sure.
So what
Yeah.
have you been up to since we
Oh,
last
oh my goodness. Well,
spoke?
summer, swimming every day, my favorite thing.
The best.
Yeah,
In the
trying to
pool or
get to the
in the
beach.
in the
Well,
sea or
I love, my favorite is the ocean.
yeah,
But I didn't get there that often this summer.
me neither.
But I have a saltwater pool and,
Okay.
yeah, so I got my, but it was remarkable how I always think I'm just gonna sit outside and read and I'm gonna have this wonderful swim during the day. And I always wound up getting in the pool just as it was turning dark. So I had many lovely nighttime
Night
swims
swims.
with the chirping crickets and tree frogs. But yeah, now the pool's closed. I'm back to doing yoga. I do yoga every day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was a yoga instructor in the 70s.
In the 70s.
Yeah, studied with Swami Satchidananda, the real deal. Yeah.
Was
into-
yoga like a trend back then?
Not really. I was doing yoga on the beach, and the beach wasn't level. It was May. It was a drizzly day. I had a big Irish setter. I walked him from Fire Island Pines to Cherry Grove, and I was cold on the way back. And I did a headstand on the beach, and all the weight was on my right hand. And I popped a blood vessel in my armpit,
Oh my
and it
gosh.
created a problem because it bled into my breast. Long story short, I finally had to go to a breast specialist. It was like a watermelon. It felt like
I
Mount
don't mean to laugh,
Vesuvius.
but it's
Yeah,
there's
it was
something
terrible.
comical about
I
us
was
sitting here now
shuffling my
talking
feet
about-
around because
Yeah.
if it bounced, it hurt like I went, I hit the ceiling. So I shuffled into this breast specialist's office and he looked at it and he was like, "Oh my God, what did you do?" And I said, "Well, I was doing yoga on the beach." He was like, "What's yoga?" So no, it wasn't
so
a
no,
trend.
it was not mainstream
trend.
yet.
But Swami Satchidananda came to New York and I started going to hear him speak at the Unitarian Church on Central Park West, 1967 or 69. And he was so Christ-like and he was so elegant and so soft-spoken. And there are things that still ring in my head that he said, like, um, when you hear like, don't be detached, don't have attachments.
Yeah.
He would put it a different way. He'd say, make no appointments and you'll have no disappointments.
Okay, I like that.
Right?
I like
And-
anything that
And
rhymes.
when I was doing the yoga teachers training, he would say, you're only as young as your spine is supple.
Very
right?
true. It's all
So
about flexibility.
you have
and
to,
mobility
flexibility. Your body should go through a full range of motion every day.
every day.
Use it or lose it. Yeah.
Sister.
Yeah. So what have I been up to? Getting things done. Oh, got a leak in the ceiling in the living room.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So dealing with that. And you've been just doing this nonstop.
Yeah, I've been really focused on this. The better part of the last, almost 2 years has been
Yeah.
editing and
I
post-production
was
and then
looking in my
filming,
book,
refilming.
putting you in my book, and our last interview was May 5th of 22.
May
so
5th
2.5
of
years.
2022. So 2.5 years ago was when
Yeah.
we filmed that scene. Yeah, that
Yeah.
tracks. We started the
Yeah.
project in December of 2021.
Uh-huh.
Could it have been May of 2022 that we filmed that? Really?
Yeah, May 4th.
So yeah, we
actually.
started in December of 21 and then
So that's the end of 21. You're already in 22.
yeah, pretty much. But
So
we're
this
almost
is- you're
3
5
years
months in.
since we started
Yeah.
initially. And then we created this little, 3-4 minute trailer, which we then, released online, and
Yeah.
that got such positive feedback and excitement built that we decided to make the feature film, and that's when we started raising money, and we
Right.
finished our initial round of crowdfunding, I think, around April, and then we would have resumed filming in May. So that
Yeah.
must have been one of the
So
first
I saw
films
your,
we.
I had never heard of you, so I Googled Sam Pezzullo,
Mhm.
and
Well,
I
you
saw
pronounced my
some-
name right, which is a miracle.
Why?
Most people swap the L's and the Z's, so I'm often referred to as Sam Paluzzo.
Papaluzzo?
Paluzzo, yeah.
No, okay, well, no,
Lollapalooza,
don't
yeah.
confuse me now, I'm old. And I saw some of your reels that you did. Were they marketing or advertising agency?
Mm-hmm.
And there was one where there was a lot of traffic and there was this line of cars just bumper to bumper, and you had a truck that raised, it must have been hydraulics or something.
It was a
raised up
mechanical
and drove over the
engineering
cars.
feat.
And it was, oh, so fun. And there was another really funny one too that I think was in a restaurant.
Yeah, so that was when I worked for an ad agency called Think Moda. We were a creative
Uh-huh.
marketing agency, sort of known as the viral marketing guys. It
Uh-huh.
was a great job. I was there for 6 years.
Oh, so they all went viral.
Yeah, they were designed to go viral, and we were creating these videos on behalf of movie studios to promote films, or major consumer brands to promote products or services. So the video you're referring to with the car that widened and elevated and was able to drive over
I
the
don't know how you
traffic.
did that. How that?
I didn't personally do it. I mean, I coordinated all the
Yeah.
logistics for it, but it was a company in California called A to Z Effects.
Uh-huh.
This guy named Art Thompson, who's just a actual genius, I think he might be classified as. He has been involved in tons of engineering, projects and aeronautics,
Oh, so
projects.
he had
He's
that.
built
Yeah.
airplanes and
He's
spacecrafts and things
he's
like
a
that.
quantum guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he kind of designed and fabricated this vehicle that could actually essentially drive over traffic. So
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it was an ad for a Verizon product called Hum, which can't actually now remember what the connection was to the car. And
Was
the
it a
ability-
Hummer that went
No,
over?
it was a
I think it was
device that you put in
Chevrolet.
your vehicle, and I think it was meant to transform your car into a smart car. Like it was the purpose of this product was to elevate your car. So we kind of created a metaphor between this and this product.
Yeah, that was
Um,
great.
And it generated tons and tons of media attention, and then therefore got publicity for the product. But yeah, that was sort of a lifetime ago. And then when that company shut down in 2018, that's when I kind of went off on my own and started working for clients on my own. Then of course the pandemic hit, and that's what brought me out here, where I met my now business creative partner, and we then tried to continue doing those types of viral videos to promote movies and brands. And one of our clients at the time was Paramount, and that, going back to the origin of this whole film,
Mhm.
that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this film has kept you very busy. How many hours a day do you work on it?
It's really been my top priority for the last 3 years. I would say I can't really quantify how much time I've spent on it, because it
A
seems
lot.
like it's just
Consuming, all consuming.
24/7, just all day,
Yeah.
every day. If I'm not sitting in front of the computer editing it, or coordinating logistics for a shoot, or thinking about it. But we're now in the exciting stage of getting to share it with
Yeah, and you got
audiences,
it's the
starting
film
right here
festival.
in the community where it was made, with so much love and talent that was contributed, and generosity really contributed.
Yeah, do you
for
think
so
you'll,
many people.
after the film festival, which is now 10 days, um, do you think you'll have a screening at Bay Street or Sag Harbor Cinema after?
Definitely.
Because it has so much buzz around it
Yeah,
that there will be people that probably won't get in.
won't get to see it, and there's
Yeah.
a huge local audience of people that really want to see it, and nothing would make me happier than to just host a screening for the local people or for the performers, kind of like a cast and crew screening essentially. And I'm very fortunate to have so much support from Bay Street and Tracy Mitchell, the executive director of Bay Street, who's also one of our executive producers.
Uh-huh.
So I
Cool.
hope that after the festival wraps up and the dust settles on that, maybe we'll get some good press, we'll get some positive reviews. We can then arrange a local screening of it at Bay
Yeah.
Street. That would be very special too, for people to get to watch the film on the set of the film, which is kind of a rare thing. So much of the film takes place within the theater at Bay Street. So for an audience to get to watch that, I think would be really cool.
Yeah, and then of course Vanity Fair will do an after party.
An after party,
Yeah.
or like an expose on
The
me.
Red.
One of the
The
two, maybe
real
both. You
Sam
never know.
Pezzullo.
I know.
Who is the real Sam Pezzullo?
I mean, this is the real Sam Pezzullo. You know, I think people often ask me like, were you really acting? Is this a character? How much of your own personality did you infuse into this role? And I say I'm not really sure. I mean, I know that I was acting in those scenes. I know
Yeah.
that the words coming out of my mouth and my behavior was not me. Those are
Right.
not things I would say, and those are not like
Not
ways
really
that
a
I would
diva.
react
Yeah.
in those scenarios. But there are elements of that character in my actual personality. I mean, certainly
You
I,
didn't have to dig deep.
I didn't have to dig deep, no. But I'm just somebody who like really finds humor in almost everything, and
Yeah.
have always relied on comedy and humor to uplift myself and other people, and um, yeah, so that's
So I
really the
said,
real Sam.
when
Is
we
just kind
sat
of a
down and
funny
we
guy,
we
funny
wound up
looking and
we
funny.
wound up having like almost matching shirts today. It's like,
Yeah, I mean,
oh, meant to be.
I'm colorblind,
Oh,
truly.
you
So
are?
to
My
me, this
mother
is
was
like a
colorblind.
green, right?
It's kind of greenish. Yeah.
This,
This is more bluish.
yeah, I was gonna say,
But it's in the same family.
same family.
Yeah, I had a tan, like fall kind of shirt to wear today
Mhm.
for your show. And, but I always bring a couple of extra things just in case I'm gonna wildly clash with the person.
Right.
And
No,
then
we
you
both
came
went
in and
with
I had this on, and I'm like, oh,
denim and
twinsies.
solid sweaters.
So I said, we're like Lucy and Desi. And you said
Well,
you
you
were
said-
Lucy. And I said,
I
well,
think
really,
you said I'm like
really-
Lucy and you're like Desi, and I said frankly I think I identify more
Yeah.
with Lucy, and I say that you know, with tremendous admiration and respect for Lucille Ball, who if you were to ask me who was your greatest inspiration for this role aside from myself, because I am playing me, but it was really Lucille Ball.
That's
and
amazing.
Yeah, and I'm sure that that's something that a lot of people in the comedy space
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
But truly, I
She
mean,
was really groundbreaking.
yeah, and
Yeah.
from the earliest age, I just remember watching that show and loving it so much, and it was the first time I really like became connected with an actor, but also the character, and just
Comedy
really
and physical comedy.
the
and-
physical comedy, especially just like
Yeah.
what she was able to do non-verbally with her expressions and her mannerisms. That's something that really inspired me, and I tried to incorporate as much of that as possible into this film because I wanted people to watch it. I always say, like, you could almost watch this movie on mute without any dialogue and sort of
Just from
understand
the expression
what's
on people's
happening
faces
just
and
from the
yeah.
expressions,
Yeah.
which I think is a true kind of achievement
Yeah.
comedically.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know. 2 seconds or 2 minutes? Do I get 2 seconds or 2 minutes?
No, as I thought I mentioned to you that your scene is actually, I think, if not the longest, but one of the longest
Really?
sequences in the whole film. I think it's like a 6-minute real time sequence where, you know, I'm up in the dressing room with
Yeah.
Mona, and then we come down, we walk through this very set, we walk by, and
Yeah, I don't think I'm in the I couldn't be in the dressing room.
So you weren't in the dressing room,
Yeah,
but
because
then
I'm just
we-
sitting in the corner. Yeah.
but it's all part of the ladies'
Yeah.
room segment, and then we land on your other set in the kitchen, and then it's like a 2 or 3 minute exchange
Yeah.
between us.
It's funny. I do have a lot of men on the ladies' room, and it's the title is a double entendre because the idea was to give women room to express their views. Give us room.
Yeah,
And now we're getting the room, boy.
yeah, exactly.
We are getting the
We're
room.
like the
the
Barbara
women
Walters
are gonna
of,
rule
of
the world.
Wainscot. I
Oh,
always wanted a show where women can express their views.
right.
You know, I was just watching something, and I thought it was interesting. I guess Connie Chung has a new memoir out. And she did an interview recently, and she was talking about how groundbreaking it was that she was able to secure the first interview with, can't remember his name, maybe James Condon. He was the politician who was like involved with that Chandra Levy intern that went missing. It was a big scandal.
Oh
It
yeah,
was a big scandal in the 90s. But I guess at the time, she was not really the person they were choosing for any of these big interviews because they were going to either Diane Sawyer or Barbara Walters,
Right.
and the two were sort of battling for the best, you know, most
Yeah.
exclusive, most sought after interview
Yeah.
subjects. But then Connie Chung got that one, and it was kind of a turning point for her in her
Funny,
career.
she's married to Maury Povich. It just like,
I know,
doesn't
yeah,
compute
compute.
somehow.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, opposites do attract. But yeah, she's on one, end of the spectrum as like a,
He's
a
wildly on
journalist
the,
with,
yeah,
integrity, and he's kind of,
off the charts.
glorifying
Yeah.
all of this craziness.
Yeah. So, the most important election of our lifetime coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more so than the
So,
last one,
yeah.
or the two elections
Yeah,
ago, I would
yeah.
say.
So,
Kind of wild that we're even in this
go
situation
blue,
again.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Yeah, so Connie
we're-
Chung and
yeah,
Barbara
history is
Walters
repeating
and
itself.
Diane Sawyer need you.
Yes, Barbara Walters, yeah.
Yeah. So exciting. So next, it begins next Thursday.
Friday, I think.
No.
Opening night is Friday the
10th,
4th.
No.
Oh, I thought you
No,
meant the entire festival.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, the festival begins
The festival
October 4th,
begins
runs from the 4th to the
the
14th. Everybody get your tickets. Come and
Yes.
see all the movies.
There's so many amazing
So
films.
much buzz
I
around
would
it.
love to
Great
just
films.
talk briefly about
Great
that.
conversations with Liev Schreiber is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award or some big award.
Some recognition.
And it's gonna be at the middle school,
Yeah.
which blew my mind. At
Well, yeah, that's one of their kind of marquee venues the first weekend because it can
Hold a lot
accommodate
of
so many
people,
people,
yeah.
and there's such a demand for audiences. So they sold a lot of tickets,
Great.
And
It's
Demi
great.
Moore is also
Demi
doing
Moore,
a
yeah.
conversation. Andrew Garfield is doing a conversation.
Amazing.
There's so many amazing films. A lot of films that are already acquired for distribution, so you'll get to see them
Yep.
soon after on
One's filmed
streamers.
at Barron's Cove.
One's filmed at Barron's
All
Cove.
the shorts, there's all shorts on Long Island.
Yep. Yeah, we're in the
We're
views
out of
from.
time, babe. We got 000 time left.
Whoa.
So.
So are we getting
people-
cut off mid-sentence?
No.
Okay. Well, yeah,
Thank
go
you.
get your tickets.
Thank you. We got to do a million more
We
shows.
should.
To talk about improvisation.
Cheers to
This
that.
was improvisation.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you for coming. And we'll see you at the film festival, everyone.